beast. The rough beast. It's pretty damn dirty now. We're gonna give it a wash. Hasn't been washed in a long time since we owned it, so yeah, it's gonna look a lot better, at least as good as it can, I guess. Let me get a good shot of this thing. Oh yeah. All right, I'm about to put this thing on the dyno. All right, so later on in the day, after the dyno, I must say I'm kind of disappointed, but I'm kind of glad it ran such bad numbers that it did, because I know that there's a lot of room for improvement and it's gonna make a big difference, not just a small difference. So here's the car now. I mean, I don't know if I ever showed it washed up a little bit. It's a huge mess out here. But I mean, the car held together, and you see on the dyno sheets that the car only ran to about 4,800 RPM. And like the guy told me, I opened this hood up, but I figured, my guess was that the timing was off to some degree, and he definitely says the same. I'll open it in a second. But to get this car where it should be, well, let me show you this. This exhaust probably doesn't help. Okay, it's literally just jank as hell from each header out the side, which is cool, I guess. But look at it's not even like, it literally turns on the header up there. So it's kind of just coming out the one header on the one side. So not the best exhaust. So not only does it need the exhaust, we actually have headers for it, but these headers the bolts are gonna break off. So we're probably gonna pull the motor, put the headers on it, put the motor back in, do the full exhaust. But while the motor's out, you know, we'll do a full tune up, you know, probably just, it doesn't need the plug or the wires or anything. That's pretty new already in the last few years. Probably just do spark plugs, make sure they're gapped correctly. And the other thing he said, and I'll double check this vacuum hose is going to the intake in the back. And he told us it should be going to that port on the carb. That way it can adjust the advanced timing. He's saying that it was too advanced the whole time, or at least it was advanced too early in the RPM. So I'll have to look into that as well, see if that's correct or not. He even showed me a picture. It looked like he was correct on that. So I'll probably fix that. And obviously the timing is definitely off. So, I mean, fixing the exhaust, the timing, do a tune-up, I mean, that'll probably just give us probably at least 40 horsepower, I would think, you know, get us into the 200s. And that, I mean, that's a big difference, because that's like, what, 30%? Almost 30% more power. So that right there is gonna make a big difference by itself. And that's probably what that's the main thing to do first. I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be, I don't know if we really want to get into pulling the motor now. It'll probably, you know, this is a long-term project anyways, so eventually we'll get there. And then at the same time, we already have the power steering pump and the pulley. We gotta hook all that up. Probably gotta get new lines though for it. We'd like to get power steering working. And then these tires, they're too much. They rub and scrub, and I just yanked on it once and it literally took a chunk out of the wheel. Look, it just ate the thing. It sucks because these are brand new tires. But we're probably gonna go, I think this is what, a 245, 60, 15. We're gonna go to probably a 225 in the front. Maybe even 235, but I don't think that's gonna make as much as a difference that we need in order to clear it, because it rubs right down here. And even then, when you hit something, or when you hit a bump, the wheel or the tire jumps up in here as well. So probably just get a 225 in the front. I think it's got like a 255 in the back, and even these are kind of borderline don't fit. You can see how they're, if you hit a big enough bump in the road, these tires will actually come up and touch the fenders. But these really, you could really just roll these fender liners in, or whatever you want to call them, those lips in. Those can be rolled in, so I think that's what we'll end up doing. This car, we are not worried about keeping original. We're worried about keeping it, you know, badass. So boo-hoo if you don't like us doing that. I'm gonna change the wheel out for something better as well. Trying to think what else we're gonna do to this thing, but those are the main things. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, that's bad. I'm gonna keep the wheels for now. They're pretty cool. Eventually, of course, this car is gonna get a paint job and the whole 9 yards, right? So it'll be cool eventually.